Okay. Whew. Hold on. Okay, hopefully this works. Let me know if you can hear and see. Hi Chris, hi Lindsay, hi Yuri. Hey Box of Paint, hey Otto. Hello. On expose un chat? Ouais. Qu'est-ce que tu fais, Babs?
Elle est partie?
Oui. Hi Susan, hi Mikey, hi Melissa. I can hear and see. Oh, yes. When I started the streaming software I used, half of the camera screen was just a green band. I was like, I haven't touched anything of this setup in a week. Why? Thankfully, rebooting solved the issue, but dude, I swear, computers, they want to kill you, like through exasperation. I'm so glad to see you guys. Okay, so today what I have in mind... Wow. Found a weird bit of, like, sticky gum Arabic. What the Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I've set up this palette. It's still sticky, that's gross. Doesn't smell anything. But anyway, okay, so the palette. These are all Winsor Newton colors that I had in the tube. And I felt it was kind of a bit silly to have no way to be able to use this color. And I was thinking and looking at the tubes I have, and I decided I wanted to try a palette where I have 6 yellows, 6 reds, 6 blues. Magenta, cyan blue. And then as for the left, the 6 sort of spots left, I opted to put down some earth tones and then a couple of like dark neutrals. Hey Arlie, hi! And I figured that the next step would be to mix these colors together and see what kind of colors you can get from mixing these. Alright, just give me a sec. What's that? What is that? Okay. Alright. So we're doing a swatch / mixing stream today. I wanted to do a couple of them sort of mattes before I start making charts. So what I'm planning to do is to do a series of cards where I swatch like all the yellows with all the blues, and then I have one where it's all the yellows, all the reds, and then one that's the reds and the blues, you know, so have like all the colors mixed but not on one single sheet, because that's not easy to manage. So I just need to sort of figure out how many sheets I need to do. I need to make 6. Okay. I've cut up 4 papers. If I need more, I'll cut up more. Wow. So this is like Fabriano paper, but it's sort of a what they call white label pads, because they're the branding is similar to, well, it says that it's not similar, but it says that it's, wait, actually it's like local art supply store with Fabriano, like they're branded with the 2 of those. So it's what I use for when I do my when I mold paints and then I want to make a print of the slab. That's what I use. I just go and it's okay. Yes, how is everyone? Hey, Dominic, hi. I was just getting settled in and Emmy ran past with a bag of Dreamies and the she stole the full thing. Hey, hi again, Chris. Pretty sure I'll call some clinics to see if they can provide a certain service. Oh no. I hope she'll be okay. She's got a great human parent. I think she will be okay. Hey, Cyan, hi. Rare thing, I got YouTube notification for once almost in time. Whoa. Whole bag zoom past me. I think she in her little cat head she was like, if I go fast enough, pretty sure you won't see me like steal this whole thing. I want to stream swatching, but I need a camera, yeah. There was a moment at the beginning of the pandemic where it was really difficult to get a webcam because with everyone going on a work from home setup, a lot of people needed a webcam, so they kind of all sold out. I shall not have eaten for 18 hours. Oh no. Yeah, it's gotta be stressful for her, and also it's kind of difficult to make sure that she won't be eating anything if she's in a stable with other horses. Probably need to buy a new webcam soon since mine has had flickering issue. Yeah, before you buy a new one, try a different streaming software if you can find one. I had that issue with mine originally, and I sort of... there's still a weird, odd flickering pixel every once in a while. Hey, bonjour Scout. Bonjour. Tu es de retour? Hey baby. Ici, viens avec nous. Vite, 5 minutes.
Salut Scout. What's up?
What's up, Minette? What's up? I want a Canon DSLR for other things. Oh, wow. That's a fancy camera. I have a basic webcam for streaming. And I film my videos with my phone. Though I say that, and I haven't filmed anything in a while, but you know. Yeah, I'll need to remove all the bedding from her stall so she doesn't start eating it, but she loves napping, so she won't really be able to lay down. Oh, also she can't have water for 6 hours. Oh, poor girl. Hey, Firecloud! Hi, long time no see. Do you guys know, like, ballpoint pen boogers? Why? Oh, yeah, that's some stuff. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's perfectly fine. It's just nice to see you. I spent way too much on my camera that hasn't been used in over 2 years, but I'm confident that it will have its day. Old cell phones come in handy for a lot of that stuff as well. Yeah, I agree. They make for a really nice second camera. I recently learned how expensive cameras can get if you're being very ritzy. $1,000 on a high-end camera and another grand at least for a high-end lens. Yeah, seriously. And I mean, more often than not, if you want to pursue photography as a job, you're gonna need more than one lens and all that. So, but yeah, in the same way, if it's a job, you should get paid for the gigs you do. So that's eventually money you can use to buy more. How does that look? Yeah. I have basic Nikon DSLR, which I use like never. La fille, est-tu installée? T'as des problèmes de fille, hein?
flip. Baby.
Baby chat. Well, I'm a photographer too, just no camera. Oh, well, that's good then. I have iPhone 12 mini as work phone. I was thinking to use it for filming. By all means, do. Gonna beg that for a birthday camera. That would make for a really nice gift. The thing I need to save up for myself is an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil. And eventually a new computer. I really hate buying computers. I have the worst luck with them too. Hey Val, hi! I'm weird with pictures. When I'm with friends and family, I hardly ever think to take one because I'm in the moment, but my kiddos and a walk through the woods, I'll film my phone. Oh, I know what you mean, same. For me, I think it comes from like being really slow in setting up the shot I want. So if I'm like outside, or if I'm like, there's not a pressure to interact as well as try to catch the very precise moment something happens. Well, if you're in the woods, you can take your time and take different shots, close, angle, you know, really take your time. I find it more relaxing. Well, if I have to take pictures in a social setting, I find it stressful. And I mean, pets, it's just, let's hit the photo button a million times just in case one of them is like magical. Like when you can catch your cat yawning, that's always hilarious. Plus my besties take a lot of pics, so I'm sure my subconscious knows that. Yeah, they can send you some. Is your computer so yeah, it is slowing down. Hold on, let me, just for, give me a moment. I will try to figure out just how old is it is. And I kind of, I've sort of removed everything I don't need on it. Hold on, I'm getting close to it. I can't find it. It's too old. Okay, that's it. Found it. So I bought this computer in 2015. So that's 7 years or so. I switched from filming with my camcorder to my camera quite some time ago. The quality is better. Yeah. I don't use any Apple products since I don't like Apple as a company, but Procreate is really tempting for an iPad. I would generally ask you, is there any company that like we really like any big company? Small local stuff, yeah, that's easy, but find me a big company that is actually cool. I would love to take nice pics of Ruka, but he's so fast. He's also white, so white on white. What does the camera focus on? But I love the photos you share of him. He's so pretty. He's such a pretty boy. I don't like him either. Somehow I have 2 iPhones, iPad Pro, and MacBook now. Yeah, that's the thing, is that even if we don't like I don't like Dell, I don't like any of them. None of them are good. But there's different type of photographers. I remember a lot of my friends in high school had to take a lot of action shots just to get the right ones for yearbook. Yeah, definitely. That's when you use the burst mode. Is that what it's called? Like the one that takes a series of photos really quick when you press the button. My university days sketchbooks were all on my iPad and lost a lot. Oh, it was a long time ago and my hubs is all Apple and I can see that it works way better. But just can't trust it. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, I remember the time before like storing stuff on the cloud was a thing. It was all about trying to get some external hard drives to do backups, but then these would fail too. Ugh, nightmare. I got my first iPhone from my boyfriend and stuck with it since it's so easy. My previous computer was roughly same age, but I was updated a bit. GPU, but it really got slow and was Windows 7. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Mine is Windows 10. And I only keep like the bare minimum on it because, like you say, editing video is really resources consuming. But even then I have to like always delete stuff, remove stuff. And it does this thing where it will, I think it will just run out of memory or CPU or something, and you'll just crash. Like I'm trying to open a file in Photoshop and it's not like processing enough. It will just shut down Photoshop. The end. I'm like, ah! I love my iPad mini, but it's 90% podcast and good for midnight shopping. Wait, that's not good actually. Thank you for sending stickers and samples. Oh, well, of course. I always try to sneak a, like with paint orders I add samples, and if I have extra stuff lying around I try to add it in as well, like stickers or just fun stuff. My Asus is only a couple years old, but I had to pull Kitty off it and she pulled up a bunch of Kitty. Oh no, Kitty! Hi, Edie, sweetie peep. Oh, Queenie, hi! Oh, is there a mud around? Someone around, or I can sort of... I don't know what these bots are all about. Seriously. Like cryptic message. Okay. Well, bye then. Yep. Ato, can you please delete what the person with the Russian name wrote? It's one of those bot spammy thing. Thank you so much. Yeah, on Instagram it's a plague. You get all those DM me at weird account name. Oh, no problem, Otto. Thank you so much for fixing it. I lucked out this time around. My hubs bought a snazzy laptop after his PC died, but it wouldn't run any of his games, so I basically got it fresh off the shelf. Oh no! Hardly ever secondhand, right? Yeah, I think with Instagram, if you use like the hashtag art when you post, that's when the bots get to you and are like, hey, do you message me at something something, send it to this whatever random page with art in the title. And it's like, I'm good. Nope. No thanks. Luckily, it's super easy to delete messages, like weird comments on Instagram. So I just delete, and I think the last drawing, like maybe yesterday's painting, I had like 7 messages that were spam. Like, wow, personal record, yay. Oh, no, that's not a page for boogers, that's the page for boogers. Hey, Jellybean, hi! Ruka's Instagram is full of bots. Oh no! Those half-naked single ladies following. That's kind of hilarious, actually. Like, you know it's gotta be a bot or something. There's no way. I have it worse. My phone was new, but it was contaminated with the old user's spam. I keep getting all kinds of spam texts. That's weird. My current phone is an iPhone that I got secondhand from a friend. And I love it a lot. The only thing so far that it does that kind of bothers me is that I haven't found a way to organize the icons like I want. I had an Android one before, and let's say this is your screen, and you have all your little apps like that. But with my Samsung, I could like have one there, and have this area as blank. But with my iPhone, it will just like pile up all the icons, and it doesn't let me like put them where I want in the space. The only thing I can do is pop up a new screen, like I have a new page and have them there, but that's still annoying. For just a second, I thought the weird bands was spraying. No. I'm just gonna finish this one here, and then I'll start doing some mixes. I decided to prep a second one because it would give time to the first one to sort of dry. Even if it's ballpoint pen, you kind of want to let it sit a bit before painting on it. Everything is so dusty here. I keep getting boogers. Like pen boogers. Go away. Oh, another one. Wow, 2. We just beat our record. How great. Oh yeah, iPhones don't let you do that. But why? Let me organize my stuff, Apple. Please. I try to remember where they are like color-wise, but then some apps like to suddenly change color with an update, and then you get all confused. It's like, where is Kyoto. I keep getting spam texts from this guy named Miguel about loans and such. What's really scummy is that in order to stop them, I have to pay 5 cents to reply. You cannot even like block, add the number to spam. The way organized is not the way Apple wants me to. That's so annoying! So how do you recommend making a master palette with all my paints? I have no idea. Hey, Avery, hi! Apparently from credible source, Apple is planning on replacing SIM cards with eSIM. Ugh. Stop trying to fix the stuff that doesn't need fixing. Jesus. Hey, Lee, hi! Hey, Sarah, hi! Apple already offers eSIMs to a certain extent. My boss uses one to switch between his work and personal phone numbers. I mean, as long as they still offer the compatibility with the SIM cards. I mean, that's the thing that kind of bothers me. Because, like, I went from a Samsung phone to an iPhone. And I could just, like, pop in my SIM card and that's it. Create a problem, solve the solution. Oh, yeah. Lovely! I'm lurking mostly when I cut out collage sheets. Ooh, cool! I have a whole bunch of palettes, but I want it unified. Oh, with 90 colors, that's gonna be pretty hardcore stuff. Alright, so which should I mix together first? Or do I just go yellow and red? Or I should have just put that here. Val says by 2030, Apple won't be selling phones anymore. They're just going to tell fans to give them money. I can't get a percentage of minus decibels on my Android. I have one of each because of antenna problems out here. Post-agriculture. Wait, what? Whoa, hey, Bucksabite, you gotta show us that palette. I want to see the drafting set full of pans. Hey, Paulo! I think that, if possible, looking at the thrift store with an open mind can yield many options. As an A. What does the F stand for in that case? Ah, yeah, permanent roads. Oh, okay, I see. Because it's oddly similar to the All Cups Are Bastard acronym, which can be a bit confusing. And they cost £2. Oh, that's great. That's the kind of story that like give me life. Whenever people are like, "Hey, I found this super awesome thing at the thrift store for like $2," and I'm like, "Yes, victory!" Yeah, I'm mixing Winsor Newton paints. I don't know if it's in screen right now, but I set up this palette. And since it's mostly like primary colors and then useful other colors, but I sort of want to figure out what kind of oranges, what kind of purples, what kind of greens I can make from this palette. Oh no, I get weird. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything like offensive, but it's just I got confused for a second because I was like, wait, what? Hey, Erica, hello. Good thing about low humidity in the house in the winter, my new palette of M-gram is getting poured in Cerulean. Yeah, that's like the only advantage of being super duper dry inside in the winter, is that some paints finally dry a bit. Okay, so if I want to mix, I would need water, right? Is this enough on screen? Kind of. I'm gonna need a place to mix all these colors too. That's kind of the part I hate the most about doing color charts, is the mixing colors part. me sort this out a bit. I'm trying to take out palettes. Oh, this one is dirty. Ginger, hey! I've been backseat playing Pokemon Arceus for half the week. I heard about it, I have no idea what it's about. Oh. Hold on. Let me check my phone. I'm always worried that it's gonna be Otto telling me that she's been blocked again. Sorry, let me get some water. I'll be right back. Qui voulait licher la citrouille dans le lavabo. What?
T'es-tu en train de me parler?
Non, je parlais à personne.
Ok.
Je commentais sur le fait que personne n'est allé licher la cuillère de citrouille.
Je me suis fait énerver qui est rendu derrière moi. Là.
Ah oui? Pauvre toi. Alright. Oh yay, Otto, cool. I'm glad. It's always a bit of a... Okay, so quick parenthesis. Do you guys remember when we talked about the Granulating Yellow and how apparently Winsor Newton already had that color available? I got it. Sorry. And I tried some mixes with it, and since it's a yellow, you don't see... I hope that's under the camera. You don't see like very striking granulation. It's more how it makes a splotchy effect when you paint it. So this was my handmade yellow with my handmade Indenthrone blue. And you can sort of see that the yellow is not evenly spread throughout the swatch. So I tried with Winsor Newton paints. I didn't have Indenthrone blue, but I used Prussian blue, which is another transparent blue, and also their PY159. And it does granulate, like you see the splotchiness as well in the mixes. And I thought that was really cool. Oh my god, Winsor Newton, you finally did one thing like better than the rest. What? That's unheard of. That's new. Okay. I should have pre-read these. Dang it. Wait, okay, with red. These pie shaped dishes, it's a really nice palette, isn't it? Like you can sort of have them all like together. There's a fourth one, but it's dirty, so it's not out. So you can have them like with the fourth one here, or you can just use them solo. They're from Holbein. And when I got them, they had only one set left. And when it got here, one of the palettes was broken a bit. So I super glued it back together, and I added some kind of yellow thing to make it look like a really cheap kintsugi. But you know. Are we going on until 1 or 2 p.m. today? I don't know, because for me I start at 2 p.m. So it's been an hour, so usually I end it like in an hour or so. We'll see. It depends. Like sometimes people have to go, or other times we're like really into it, so it lasts a bit longer. So oh no, oh, I'm on Pacific time, so it's 12 for me. Oh, okay. I bought the Schmincke porcelain palette, but haven't had a chance to use it yet. Ooh. So Rose Doré is a really low tintin strength color. But even then, I think the yellow is even less tinting strength. Oh, it's super glary. Yuck. Kintsugi with super glue. Hey, it's not like I can. Not like it's not like I have access to actual gold, you know. Hey, thank you for being here, Chris. Have a great day. Yellow is so weak. I'm like trying to use as little as I can of the super tinting colors, and even that's a struggle. But it's so nice as a yellow. I'm really liking it. You can't see the names on camera. I don't remember all the names. The yellows, this one is the Lemon Yellow Deep. This is it their Windsor Yellow? That is PY 175. Turner's Yellow, Yellow Ochre, Queen Gold, Raw Sienna. That's the yellows I got. And the reds are Rose Dory, Rose Dory, eh? Scarlet Lake, Permanent Rose, Queen Magenta, Permanent Alizarin Crimson, and Perylene Maroon. I just went with what I had in my stash. Like, I don't have as many Windsor and Newton paints as I do other brands. Queen Maj. Windsor Lemon. Oh, sorry. See, I'll always confuse them because they have so many Windsor something colors. Like we have Windsor Lemon, Windsor Yellow, then you have Lemon Yellow Deep, and PI 159. I thought that isn't that what I said? Lemon Yellow Deep. What did I say? Because I have the Lemon Yellow Deep here, and then I have the Windsor Lemon next to it. I think it's the brand I have more colors. Oh, cool. Yeah, they're really accessible everywhere, these. Okay, I think I get confused, but yeah, I get confused, me too. Like, guys! Possibly. Sorry. I don't know why, but that really cracks me up. Second mix looked like a blood stain from an onion. Oh my gosh, what? I would say, so I don't know if that's TMI. If you're sensitive to the talk of blood stuff, be careful. I just want to mention that I do believe that Winsor & Newton's Perylene Maroon is the color that is the closest to the color of blood that I've seen. I really like it. Oh, it's so nice. It's so deep I cannot even see the name of the color anymore, but look at that. Like, oh, that's such a nice... Anyway. I've always been really fascinated by that specific color from them. It's one of the few colors I was able to buy as a half pan here in Quebec. Like, they're not... The half pans are really hard to find. Like, you can find tubes everywhere, but you cannot find, like, professional range half pans of Winsor & Newton anywhere. But at that specific store, I was able to find a few. And the two colors I remember getting were green gold and Perylene maroon, and they were both really, really nice. It's okay, Mikey, no problem. No worries. Okay, so that's one row done, yay. I should possibly write down. So that's Windsor lemon. The colors with like the more complex pigment mix I will fill in later. It's just that I can't exactly read them, like they're half hidden by my thingy. Some just beat Arceus. Hey, good job. Sorry, good job. I got confused in my words for a second. I was like, wait, is that the word? I think it is. I think you're good. I got the gold ochre. Ah, the gold ochre is so nice. They have like a gorgeous, like their yellow ochre. The Windsor and Newton yellow ochre is really nice too. They have nice colors, but they also have, like, the whole range is so forgettable. And they don't do a good job at promoting their stuff. Like, they have this amazing granulating yellow. And if they'd been a bit more clever, they would have promoted the heck out of it. In light of how much the Schmincke granulating colors, like, were talked about. But no, they don't promote anything. Except, like, the student ranges or what they have. They came up with the collection. Is it with the Tate Museum? But it's all, like, student range stuff. And it's like, but I mean, most of your audience, I feel, are professionals. But you never bring anything good to professionals. Like, they had something going on when they did the special colors, like the desert and the twilight sets. Ah, those were so cool. But then nothing. It's like they underestimate just how hype people can get about paint. I mean, look at Daniel Smith. Dude has, like, people really in love with the products. Like, there's something you can do. You could take a page from Golden. Oh, yeah. Golden, like, they win all, like, customer interactions. They just win. Hands down. And when it comes for, like, actually coming up with interesting products, I forgot one. Of course, I forgot one. I need to take a page from Schmincke's book. Oh yeah, if Core announces new colors, I'm gonna lose my shit. You can get the entire Cutman line for less than £40, and that's a great price for the entire line, but there's not variety in the smaller palettes for the price. Not variety, and you get the entire Cutman line for £40, but it's a bit useless in the end. I think you would be better off with £40 worth of their professional range. And then add more colors gradually. And all their educational stuff and going on. For example, Cherry's Archambault live streams and all. Yeah. I think the audience is probably more hobbyists, and that's why Daniel Smith uses all their fluffy. Oh my gosh, that's like freaking expensive hobby range. Oh, it hurts to think about it. I'm like, oh no, don't. Dude's a witch. color range is also very normal. I don't say that as a bad thing. Yeah, it's pretty standard, I agree. They have a couple of really fun colors in there, but I saw recently, I was perusing their blog, and they're really close to the people who use the paint. Like, they would ask, like, leave a comment about what kind of pigments you would like to see from Core. And they're like really easy to reach. I don't know if that's a word. For sure, but I was definitely blinded by quantity over quality to start. Now I'm right old fussball. Oh, I agree with you, same. Like, when I was younger, I would see more colors as that's better, but after having like tried out, not all Cutman colors are bad, but they do you dirty, I feel like. I mean, there's a lot of rich old ladies with nothing to spend their money on out there. Oh, don't say that stuff, that hurts. That's just painful. I wish I was a rich old lady. Dang. I'm still sending energy towards Core to make my color wheel palette. Oh, that would be really cool. How many colors were there? You had 12, right? Because the Hooker's Green was there twice. But then again, you had another one where you had 2 yellows, right? Am I getting confused, or am I remembering this right? Dang it, I missed. I don't know what Mikey said, but Okuni says Mikey has a point. Red's making me crazy because I don't want a whole palette full of them, but they vary so much. Oh, they vary so much. I've only spoken to 2 people from Golden, but they both sound so happy to be working there. Dude, I would be thrilled to work there. Have you seen them, how they like work with gigantic tubs of paint? Like, oh my gosh. When you see them use the squeegee to like drip down, oh dude. Reminds me how my grandma told me she was buying gift cards for Christmas and the cashier asked if she could be his nan. Oh, I remember right. Yay! I gotta be careful because since I'm editing your stuff now, I gotta think twice about if I'm talking about videos that are out or not. Gotta be careful. No spoilers. I absolutely love it when companies team up with artists for collabs, but then again I get really like gossipy old fart depending on who they collab with. Spoilers. I gotta be super careful. It's too easy. Like, I'm always super excited about them, so dude. There's an old TV personality called Mattress Mac here in Texas, and lately he's been gambling a lot with the purpose of giving deals to his... Ooh, that sounds dodgy. Feels like he's just throwing his money away because he's old. Aw. So I have a question for you. How has your first month working with me been? Oh, it's been awesome. It's been really, really cool. That's the kind of setup that I think I sort of thrive in a way. Like, here's the amount of work to do, here's the deadline, here's what I want to be done on the work, and I do it, and then I send it to you. And I mean, Otto is a great boss too. Like, feedback is clear, feedback is like sent quickly, and also like you're very what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you understand that there is stuff to figure out, so there's not like insane pressure to get stuff done right at the first try. Like, there was a bit of a like trying to figure out what kind of software to use and how to fix this and that issue and all that, and like it went perfectly well. That's a loaded question in a room full. Yeah, it would be if I had something negative to say, but I don't, so. Nothing negative to say. I'm really happy with the deal. It's teamwork time. Hey, Siddharth. Hi. Oh no, sound cut out just as I spoke. What? I was saying that it was really awesome for me, that it's the kind of setup like in which I really work well and thrive, because you sent me the amount of work to be done, I have a deadline, I can, like, it's much easier for me to manage my own time if I'm given a chunk of work and a date to get it all done. And also, you're very accommodating as a boss slash client. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, it was awesome. Are you kidding me? Come on down, Siddharth. I immediately thought about the Price is Right music. No, that's not the water I want to put in there. I found I was more on schedule and worked on things more proactively, so I can hand things off to you. Oh, that's great. And also, you sort of spared the part of work that is really weird. For some odd reason, if I edit my own videos, it's a drag. But I absolutely enjoy editing other people's video. Friday I got to have a 1.5 hour meeting, an hour and a half long meeting with my ex-work wife of 10 years. It's been almost 2 years since we worked together, but it was so amazing to have someone who knows exactly how you work. Oh, I know. Seriously. I've worked, like, I would do contractual work, so when I would work, it would always be like a contract on this specific project for like X amount of time. So I worked in a few places and with a few different teams of people, and I've tried like the whole range, from having to beg from her work and having it been given like with the dropper, like instead of having a list of tasks to do, I would get one thing to do, which would take like 15 minutes, and then I would have to go back to the person managing the job to be like, hey, okay, so that's done, I need something else, and they would take 15 minutes to find me something else that would take 15 minutes to do. I know it was awful. And then I also had a job where they would say, okay, this is what you have to do, this document, you have to do your job, and you have to have it done for this date. And that was ideal. Like, I organized myself, made it work for me, and I had no issue whatsoever. It makes communication so much easier. Oh my gosh, I know. I was trying to find all matching swatches for handmade paint collection. I have 7 swatches, but I did not find pan. Were they samples, possibly? And 21 pans without swatches. Oh no. It's awesome because I know I can be totally honest with... Yeah, but dude, I would be really annoyed if you were not honest with me. Like, hey! If you had a miscellaneous brown pigment and had 2 PBR7s, raw sienna and burnt sienna, and asked to discard one of them, which would it be? Really depends on the hue. Because raw sienna and burnt sienna, they vary a lot in hue. So, yeah, I think I would keep the burnt sienna. But yeah, sounds like you were... I was not overqualified. They were just weirdly organized. And it was super annoying because I would try to get through to the person to be like, can you give me a list of things to do so I don't have to nag you all the time for work? And she would never manage to get me that list. It was always be like, oh, we need this one item. I'm like, okay. And then, hey, it's done. Oh, I'll find you something else to do. And you're like, it was not my favorite work experience for some obvious and some less obvious reasons, but you know, they can't all be good. I have this weird thing where I forget that it's a thing. Hubs will be like, call so and so and panic. Central issues, but don't say it. Oh yeah, these people know me. know me. Oh. I like Mars Brown way too much, but don't want... Mars Brown from which company? Hey, welcome back, Yuri. White Knights, PBR6, Mars Brown. Ooh. Don't talk, it's all over DMs. Yep. I mean, if we had to talk on the phone to get something set up, like I'm fine with it. But what I like of DMs is that it's much easier to keep track of stuff, and I can like copy paste things into a to-do list, so I don't forget and all that. I've always worked with like notebooks when I was sort of on location, and now I keep like documents of info, even if it's like copy paste of a very like casually spoken DM. It's still like great reference. I think it was just us both if we rang each other. Yes and no. I don't think I would be. I think it might just be like to be excited to talk, but I feel like you're one of the person for whom it would not be as stressful as other people. I find neutrals really difficult to choose. They're also different, and it's not like Phthalo Blue where you know you get what you get. But granulating, staining, opaqueness can all vary so much. Yep. I mean, the only thing I would recommend doing is if there are colors you already have, you just, like, you say, well, this week I'm painting with this one in my palette, just to see how I like it. And then the next week you try another one, and you just like figure out through use, because it's a bit hard to tell which ones you will use before you actually try it out, if that makes sense. Reading back, thinking about like the only issue I have with being on the phone is that it's not enough to I don't know how to say it, but the one time that I was on the phone that I was super focused was when I was using my my cell phone, and I had it set up with the cell phone earbuds thingy, and I could walk around while being on the phone, and that was amazing. If I'm on the phone and like sitting on a couch or at my computer, I will have a harder time focusing on the discussion. It's weird. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so in case anyone needs to be dissuaded to buy more brushes, you only need like, what, 5 brushes to paint at the very most. And cheap brushes are like very good now, so you can get away with less is more in this sense. And if you still want to get like rosemary brushes because they're handmade and that's really cool, you can just buy a few of their regular brushes. It's gonna run you less than £100, and you will still enjoy them. I know it's tempting to get a deals bundle, but ultimately, what if you end up using only like a few of these brushes? Like only the ones you know you like, so it might be easier to just purchase what you know you like from them still. But you know. My big Schmincke palette, the browns are all pretty untouched. Ended up mixing them because it was more predictable. I wonder which browns you have in that palette. Maybe you have some good gems in there. I also had to reshuffle mine and guess order 3 times. Well, I mean, they still have the numbers on them, don't they? Like Schmincke brushes have a Schmincke brushes. Schmincke paints, like the half pans, they have the color number on them, technically. Hopefully. The enormous fancy brushes from my last second sales all went into supply swap. Yeah. I'm more like one brush for everything. Yeah, that's the thing actually. Like, I think it's really easy to forget, but it turns out that we don't use up that many brushes when painting. I know I don't, and I have like at least 20 times more brushes than I need. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, sorry. Oh no. I used to have a ton of brushes around and switch constantly. Now I generally have an 8 and a 2 and get it. Yeah. I personally would like I've had a hard life, but they still do exactly what I need 3 years on. Yeah, that's the thing. What if paint braids, like if the brushes the paint brands make would be like their paint ranges? Schmincke brushes would be the middle of the road, super reliable synthetic brush. Schmincke has made brushes in collaboration with, do I have one here? Nope. Maybe I don't, but they've made brushes in collaboration with, oh yeah, I have one, with Da Vinci. And you would get these squirrel mops in certain specific collector sets. But they're not like specific Schmincke brushes. Thank you. I don't want to know what Daniel Smith. I might just be petty and say mean stuff. I would have overpriced brushes that say they're synthetic or say they're natural hair, but it's actually synthetic. Core would be like this expensive brush that you're like, oh my gosh, it's expensive, but like when you try it and see just how nice it is, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna have to buy another one of these when this one is dead, right? I don't know about Da Vinci, like the paints Da Vinci. I kind of feel like their paints range is a bit uneven. So I don't know how that would translate into brush. Brush is also made in the Phthalo mines. Well, while on brushes, I need silver to make a 10-15 millimeters hake. Well, what does it have to be a hake brush specifically? Daniel Smith would be a few real hairs and the rest synthetic and sold as pure animal airbrushes, but encrusted with the tears of little children. While they hate kelp from the sea of tears. Ah! Absolutely. From the natural nylon mink fur. Oh, that's so funny. A hunk of tallow is used to make the brush handle. I wonder. I don't know if that's possible, but I think some kind of brush with stones inlaid in the handle might be interesting. I don't know if that's a thing at all, but... Sorry. I need to blow my nose. Hold on. Everything is falling apart. Give me a sec. Okay, sorry. I would say no that I like the handles that have the grooves in the end. The grooves? Well, imagine a set of all the pigments as a brush handle. Schmincke would be a beautiful brush and really useful, but come with razor sharp edge. Oh my gosh. Friends came around today and then left me with a pack of triple chocolate. What? And now I'm super duper tempted at nearly 9 p.m. Dude! Oh, that's almost mean. Chocolate is best at nearly 9. Hey, fair point. Well, 9 p.m. is not 10 p.m., right? Inlaid with gold. Only palette to ever paper cut me. Ugh, don't say stuff like that. That's nightmarish. Hey, Salome, hi. God, these streams makes me crave Doritos and I don't have any damn Doritos. Doritos. Well, I say Doritos, but I don't even like Doritos. Calorie shared is calorie halved, right? Oh, what's this stupid thing I saw recently? Like this common thought that if you drink a diet, like soda or a diet drink of all sorts, it's nullifies the calories you ate or eat along, which makes no sense. I don't know why that became a thing, but apparently some people are like, oh, but I'm gonna have this huge meal of like pizza and chips and whatnot, but have a diet soda, so it should be fine. Like, what? Sorry, hold on. Dude, if you could say we would totally share cookies if we could, so maybe that. It's so dumb. I don't know where it's from. It makes no sense. This is a random side note, but I bought some of those everlasting pencil and so glad I took the punt. One is defective and barely shows up, but it's perfect for watercolor. It's like a pencil but doesn't smudge at all. What is this magic? Hey, Kelly! Hello! Yes, tell us more, I agree. It's like a metal tip, and I think you draw with the oxidization. Oh! Oh, is it like a silver point? Is that what you have? Wait, hold on. Let me try to get this memory together. Fine, but there's one brush you can buy, and I think it's from Escoda. And it's a big ass mop, but at the tip of the handle, you have like this silver point. So you can technically sketch with the butt of your pencil, of your brush, and then you paint. And I mean, the brush costs an arm and a leg, so, but yeah. Oh my gosh, found some on Amazon 3 for £5. Oh, it's from Da Vinci. Oh, from Da Vinci then. I couldn't remember. Oh, that's weak. Come on, give me a bit more color. Oh yeah, it's an arm and a leg, seriously. No, it's not 750. It's like between $100 and $200 maybe. Yeah, there is one that is cheaper, but the handle is good old wood instead of being fancy wood. Oh no, now I'm so confused. I want to draw with my cookies and eat my pencil and swatch my soda. Painting with soda. It would be sticky as all thing. I smudge pencil like no tomorrow and even bought smudge proof. And the last week is the first in many years that I've not had a great wrist. Are you left-handed, Paxabite? We decided we couldn't leave the cookies. Oh man, enjoy them. Cookies! Painting with soda would make you super popular with the bees. Ooh. And the wasps, unfortunately. Murder bees. I believe they run about $70 USD at Jackson's. Oh, still pricey, mind you, but better than $750. Oh, thank you, Salome. Okay, I'm still in. It's a bit redundant because it's like 6 yellows and 6 like magenta / reds. I didn't know that hard water could be softened with salt. We have really hard water here, so maybe I should keep that in mind. Sour big chewy nerds. Oh wow, that's a thing. Should have actually been named Delicious Abominations. Also, why does this house not have Doritos? Oh, so all the most important colors. Something tells me you have a bias. Not with normal salt, or at least not very effective. Oh, really? What kind of salt do you need to use then? I draw with my red head, but hold my pencil in non-standard way. Painting is fine, drawing is messy. Oh, dang. I started really paying attention to when I watch like people painting, how they hold their, or drawing mind you, how they hold their pencil or brush. And I don't think I've seen anyone use it the same way twice. Like, I think everyone I've seen has had a particular, like, something different about the way they grasp their tools. But I also remember someone saying stuff like being really elitist about how to hold the pencil, and like if you don't hold your pencil right, you'll never be good. And I was like, what? No, not to me, but to another artist. But it was such nonsense. I don't think that's There's a reason I took up botanical painting, all the pinks and warm side of the spectrum. Oh, yeah, you don't get a lot of cool colored flowers. I think that would only work with an ion exchange of... It's getting sciencey. I gave in and got an opera pink gouache. I have an obsession. Oh, by all means, get opera pink. It's amazing. And you mix it with everything and it's so pretty. We had an ad for Salsa Verde Doritos and I was so excited until I realized it was an... Oh no! Oh no! Ugh, I hate the pencil holding thing. Do it how you like. Exactly! And like I said, I've seen everybody use it in a different way and they all do great art, so there's really nothing to it. But I hadn't even like noticed that first it was supposed to be a thing according to some people, and then that like just how much of a variety there is in how people hold their pencil, which I think is really cool. You need something that sequestered calcium and magnesium ions, something like EDTA. Hold on, whoa! Ah! Need to catch up. Oh my god, who the fuck cares about holding an imp? No one's. Apparently some people do, but... My writer's bump is on my ring finger, and if it's not like... that it's vertical between... Weird. Huh, that's interesting. I learned it from a frugal crafter because she mentioned she uses well water since she's in Maine. Well water has a lot of minerals. Oh, over here is just the regular tap water. That's full of minerals. What's the most ridiculous art advice you've been told? Oh, hold on. Let's put a pin in that one. Have you talked about those palettes before? Not really. I will put a pin in that too. I just know we have I have to say, trying to hold the pencil in the arty way it does. I mean, it all works, I think. I have one of the Mission Gold palettes with pens. Good gracious, they are freaking bright. It's insane. Val not told to me specifically, but basically, if you draw furries, you're not a real artist. I think Otto has won. I think I agree with that. Primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Let's not get into that. Let's just not. As for the palettes, I mentioned a bit that they are from Holbein and they come in a set of 4. So you can sort of place them in a round, but you can also separate them into these quarter. And it's all like, it's porcelain. It's on the fancier side of palettes, but I really liked how modular it is. It's great for smaller working spaces. Oh no, wait, I got told to draw the space. Not the things in the space, but draw the space. Oh, basically, we're told to consider the negative space, basically. But in a much, like pedantic way. I remember when it clocked that there are different approaches to drawing things. Mind-blowing. White watercolor is opaque, therefore it's actually gouache. Therefore, adding white watercolor to painting makes it multimedia. Nonsense! I mean, like, you got plenty of very opaque watercolors too, like chromium oxide green and all the cobalts and the cadmiums. So, no, not negative space. We were all at the museum and he was like, don't draw the things in the space, draw the space. But isn't that like negative space in 3D though? Because either you draw the thing or you pay attention to like the space that's around the thing, no? I mean, it's weird and way too complex for nothing, but we're in a museum. Most ridiculous art advice, you have to go to art school. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a great one, actually. I would rage quit if Otto was serious about that. There was no comment made about other opaque watercolor. That's so stupid. That's... I mean, those like... You hear these things when you start and you're not familiar with whatever it is you plan on doing and you're like, oh, okay. Like, this is a teacher. They probably know what they're talking about. And then you get to doing the thing, actually, and you realize that it makes no sense. And then you're like, but wait, the teacher told me that. So what does that say about the teacher? Nothing good, actually, but, you know. But white, nope, shunned. And then they will use black for all the shadows, and you're like, what? You have too much paint on your brush. Were they fishing for, like, to be told to shut up? Like, you have too much paint on your brush. Oh, shut up. You know? Oh, that the series numbers on watercolor paints indicate how much pigment. Yeah, that's the one that... I think that's the one that came from me, right? From the video I was watching. Where this super professional artist was like, oh, this cobalt color is a series 6, so it means that it has more pigment than this burnt sienna, which is a series 1. And I was like, wait a minute, what? How who pays for your paint? I mean, have you ever had to take out your wallet to pay for paints and notice just like how much cobalt cost an arm and leg while like burnt sienna costs like a fraction of that? What's happening? Series 1. Oh, Series 1 student grade! I'm forgetting about that one. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Drying your brush in your mouth? Wait, what? Another one is never use black and watercolor. Pigment numbers aren't important. I once rage quit an online class about watercolor paints where the teacher got every detail about paint. Oh my gosh. What the heck? The thing, like, black and watercolor, I think deserves a special mention because I feel like it's one of the hardest colors to use well. But it's not the same as, like, saying it doesn't belong in watercolor. I'm sure it has a place, but you really have to be more thoughtful about how you use it. Because if anything, that's one of the colors that will have the most impact on your painting overall. And it can really affect things. Like the way you use the black, it can really make a big difference. My Princess Amadeli teacher would dip his brush in paint and then suck on it. Yuck! They were white night paints and I washed them to cup. Blech! Dude, and then you have this painting full of spit. Ugh, gross! Absolutely disgusting. Yuck! Use a freaking rag! You can even toss it in the wash and reuse it. Like, how freaking cheap is that? I remember how someone mentioning how black takes... that could have been me, because that's my issue with black, personally. Is that when you use it to create all the shadow colors in a painting, it really flattens them out. But you can use black to paint stuff. Like, it just, personally, like, and also it's very personal, but when I see something that is shaded with mixing black in all the colors and all the highlights are made with mixing white in the colors, that's not my favorite way of doing things. There is an English dude on YouTube who still does it. Like eating the paint. He did say when I pulled faces that we shouldn't, but it's his thing. Dude! He must have been like addicted to the paint at that point. And he kept on doing it and I kept on making the face. I'm all Bruce Lee about art. Learn the rules well, then break them with intent. I've been reading about people writing books with their blood. And that is less gross. Oh, also don't use black, just use this neutral tint containing black. Yeah, that was a weird one. I saw a couple of those too, like, oh, don't have black on your palette, but have this Payne's gray, which is mostly black, and you're like, okay. textures of hairs. Ugh. Ugh, stop. No, he was pointing. Ugh. Wait, someone stole Stanley's blood. I've seen people use black and ruin the painting though. Yeah, it's like I said, I think black is one of the most difficult colors to use in painting. Now question, has anyone tried Maroon? I have. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. It's a really unique color because it's a single pigment Payne's gray. Though I don't remember which pigment it is just off the top of my head. I bought their Payne's gray and their neutral tint because both are like single pigment, and I was really curious about that. And people will say, but Ev, you're barely progressing in those swatches. And yeah, but swatches are annoying to make, and I'm thankful that you guys are here to provide a relief from it. Also full of cat hairs because... yeah, I think they used it for a comic. It was when he passed. Ew. Weird. Black has to be used in the right way, intentionally with awareness and purpose. Yep. I absolutely agree. For me, it was when I realized that I need to paint black cats occasionally. And to paint black cats, you kind of need black... kind of... You can mix your own neutral, but it's oftentimes not going to be as dark as you sort of want it to be. I took a Domestica class on watercolors last month, and I used Payne's gray for shading like she does, and I learned that I do not like doing shading that way. It just... it's not... oh, sorry. I could go down a rabbit hole of ranting about that. Oh, talking of multi-pigment, that you'll get muddy colors if you mix with multi-pigment colors. That's not... yeah, that's a big triggering one too. I never got around to it, but I wanted to make a video where I would find like similar colors, one that is single pigment and one that is like the most pigment I can find, and do like the same mixes with them and talk about the results. But I never got around to it because it's a lot of work, and I like some colors I couldn't find good examples and all that. This is where at art school it was explicitly stated no bodily fluids for a coursework. Yeah, they have to. They absolutely have to in art school. Seriously. There isn't like a brown that doesn't show up normally, but will be activated. Yeah, like hidden. It's hidden there and it's waiting, and it's like, there, mix me with this color, I'm gonna appear. No, it's all logical. You can plan for mud and you can plan to not get mud. I have to go. Hey, Paulo, thank you so much for being here. Have a great weekend. Note to self, next batch of paints should be called mud pies. Oh, that'd be lovely. I want one. Also, this is more just pet peeve, but using muddy to describe neutralize. And muddy being basically degenerating to mean anything not high chroma enough to border on neon. I'm with you there, Jinja. When people say, oh, it's oh, but I made mud, I'm like, you just made brown. It's just brown. What you mean to say is that you didn't get the color you wanted. That's the understanding I get under all the mud talk, but that's not what people say. And it's like, how can you address any issues if people are not being clear about what's the issue in the first place? That's what bothers me the most, is that vague language doesn't help in fixing any issues. It's just... it's vague. Maybe it's like personal nightmares from being told to make something edgy, or like hearing about stuff being not toyetic enough, and you're just like, I want to die. I hate this stuff. I hate it so much. I think with opaque painting doesn't work so great, at least for beginners. Well, it's not a function of the color, it's a function of the opaqueness. Muddy somehow equating to bad or oops bad. Yeah, it's just... I think muddy... No, it's just bad. It's bad. It's like, I didn't get the color I wanted. That's what... Like, I understand using muddy as a code word so people understand now, but I wish more people would realize that it's actually like a meaningless descriptor of paint. I think art would be better if there were never any advice sometimes. I just get so bothered about the mud stuff. I get really picky about word usage when describing paints, and a lot of people are not paying as much attention. Like, all the distinctions between shade, tint, hue, value, tone, all that stuff. Like, all these words have a very specific meaning, but we often use them to mean something else, and it can get really confusing. There's someone on YouTube who likes to use pastel-y for chalky or opaque colors, and I get so triggered. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Ah! It's as if I was saying, oh, this color mix is fluffy. It doesn't mean shit. I hate the word muddy, but I do use it in my videos because it's what beginners understand. Yeah. See, that's where you're good to be able to use it. I would cringe myself out of existence if I had to use it often in a video. I think we should teach art science and art history starting in elementary school. Well, there used to be art classes in elementary school. They were not very like hardcore content based, but it was nice to be able at such a young age to already play with stuff. There's an artist I follow on here that is amazing at his craft, but does a lot of bigging up, mixing straight on the page, and uses the mud to visit. Ugh. Mixing on paper is really cool, like for effects and variation in color, but the only time I use mud is to refer to a color as palette mud, because I don't remember what it's made of, but it's from this palette. Yeah, you use it in a sense like when you do a big mud hole and you just mix in whatever you find outside, and there you go, surprise. It's not a like, I don't see it as a negative way to describe the paint. It's just like, hey, I made this weird brown gray color from whatever's on my palette. People having a transparent paint and saying it isn't pigmented. People need to have their basic vocabulary established so they can have concepts connect. Yes, please. That's so well said, Ukuni. And I've seen Ev get tilted in a stream. Ah, those are all my triggers of like things I'm really passionate about. Oh, it's 420. 420. Okay, I'm gonna finish this row and we'll see after that. They need to connect things in their head before they open their mouths and let opinions fall out. No, I don't smoke. Like my brain is enough on its own. I don't need to add to it. I'm okay. It's a necessary part of dialogue, establishing if we're defining terms the same way. Yeah. Yeah. Can I use that phrase, cringe myself out of existence? If you want, of course. Just take edibles? No, I don't. Would probably be more of the teetotaler kind than anything else. It's just not my jam. It's really hard to balance low tint and strength colors. Jeez, Otto, you have to deal with a nightmare on a regular basis. For 20 glaze. Wait, was 420 like a specific like color of green? Like a specific green? What's your fave of the pink red row? Which pink red row though? They're kind of all like orangey, salmony, pink red. Oh, that sounds delicious, box of paint. Cinnamon rolls, overnight oats, 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons, that's kind of hardcore though. That's gonna be cinnamony AF. It's a real pain when you have to mix cobalt violet with anything. You're like barely touching the other color and it's already too much. And like, no! Dang it! Maybe you would need to like pre-dilute it. Like I'm just realizing that like if I had the space I could like dilute my red and then mix that with let's see. I think my favorite row is possibly this one because of the blotchy texture of the granulating yellow. I think that's fascinating, but I really like all of them actually. Winsor & Newton's raw sienna is a bit splotchy on its own, so on cellulose paper it's really unforgiving, but it's a really nice hue. Blazing greens. Oh, that's clever. Too clever for me. Just one of those tilt and shaken. Oh no. It wound him up from the inside. It's one of those I hope he likes cinnamon kind of moment. Oh. Yeah, usually if I really have the other color out on a palette somewhere, like a thin amount, I take it from there. Yeah, that's clever. I wish I had thought of that when I was mixing the other colors in there. It's like such a better idea, a better way to work with super high tinting colors and super low tinting colors and trying to mix them together. kept the side bits of the paper somewhere here. Just curious to see, like, what if I do like uneven matches? Like, what if I take that super cool Perylene Maroon? It's a bit weird because these colors are fresh enough that they are not completely dry through, so I'm sort of picking up too much paint. So I'm always like, this is super low tint, don't get it. Yeah. The swatches did get updated and there's an icon for the tinting strength now, and it's Otto's fault. I agree, like I didn't really pay attention to that in mixes before like watching Otto's video. It's the annoying thing of trying to mix burnt sienna and ultramarine blue to get the neutral color. Because there's always a part where I think the blue, anyway, there's one of the two that is much higher tinting strength than the other, so you basically need twice the amount of one of the colors to mix it into a good neutral. I'm always like, scrub, 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 scrub. Ah! With ultramarine and burnt sienna, it's the first dab you don't get enough, and the second one you can blow the I really would encourage everyone to get this stupid yellow. It's granulating and it's so nice. Like, you just like blotch, mix it, and add enough water so that it blotches. And it's, since it's yellow, it's not like in your face separation, but it's so nice to have this sort of level of interaction in the color. It's like when you have a perfectly flat, smooth mix, like, it's sort of like just your eyes goes over it, I feel, and just that's it. But when you have something with blotchiness, like, the overall effect from afar is the same, but when you get close to it, you're like, oh wow, there's something going on in there. It's my favorite kind of trip. So yeah, I was thinking of using these, like the bit that I cut out, to do some other mixes and then keep the two together so that I have a bit more info when I reference these. But overall, I think I'm at least done with this one. I'll try to get the other done over the week, and yeah, maybe I should share them on the Discord, right? Okay, let me catch up with chat, and I think that will be good after that. So if you guys have questions or things you want to say, now's the time. I enabled you in the same way that this chat enabled me to eat those cookies. Only required a light encouragement. Oh, I know what you mean. So I'm going to have a high tinting primary for mixing and a low tinting primary for mixes. The low would probably be Potter's Pink, Cerulean, and maybe Bismuth Vanadate. Well, if you have that Granulating Yellow, I think you should try it with your other two. With the Potter's Pink and the Cerulean. It's similar in hue to Bismuth Vanadate, but has that granulation on top of everything. So you would have 3 granulating colors, which I think could be really cool. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Jellybean. Yeah, that's bright pink. That was the Permanent Rose, I think. It's a really nice hue, or was it the Quin Magenta? I don't remember. But it's already starting to get blotchy, and I'm like, yes! Blotch away! I think I remember the artist I remember how expensive iPads are. Basically, one person said, just save up the money. It isn't hard. That's a bit insensitive. I heard a half pan of the volcano yellow, but not enough volume of it to commit to mixing. Might have to check. I'm trying to prioritize. Yeah, if oh, another spammer! Yay! Yeah, that of course. If you are like, this is just saying if you have it, use it, or if you plan on possibly getting a new color, it's worth looking into it because it's from Winsor & Newton and it's nothing special, so it doesn't cost an arm and a leg like the volcano yellow. The butts came back to say goodnight. Good night, butts! The Granulating Yellow is from Winsor & Newton. It is PY 159 and they call it Lemon Yellow Deep. I was trying to find other brands that had this color and so far no one had it. I only found it from me and Dan in terms of handmade paints, and now from Schmincke with their volcano yellow, except that they sell it for like way too much. They're so expensive. Hey, I'm from Turkey where my daily wage is less than $1. Yeah, that's just so money and it's hard, but another replied, hey, I'm from oh no. Any substitute recommendation for volcano red, any kind of cadmium red that is granulating. Like it is what it is. Volcano red is just cadmium red. So I would like Google swatches of it or look at Jane Blundell's like insane series of swatches or Sun and Colors and just try to find one that is granulating and the hue I want and see if it's more affordable. It's probably one of their least special pigment because I mean it's just cadmium red. Cadmium red can have many hues, so there's this consideration, but aside from that, like Cinelli has granulating cadmium reds. It's really not special in that regard. I don't know if that's helpful, Ari, but seriously, it's not like I was expecting a special pigment for their granulating red, and when I saw it was just cadmium red, I was like, oh, okay then. You know. A problem I found as I'm considering digital art is that people who preach iPad Procreate can be insensitive to others' economic status, since they think Apple is cheap everywhere else and don't account how it's a luxury brand. Yeah. Well, the thing is with Winsor & Newton Jinja is that there is no pressure for it either. Like, you can get it from Blick, you can get it from, I think, like almost every shop must have it. And it's not hard to find, so it's not stressful. You can just put it on the list, and at some point when you get a gift card or something and still feel like exploring this color, you can get the tube from Winsor & Newton then, and it's going to be there still. It's not going to go away. Hopefully. Let's touch some wood on that, please. But I mean, yeah. Especially in India and Latin America, where it's ridiculously, yeah. Also, Procreate can only do so much. Also, super granulating contains 2+ granulating color, volcano red, yellow and red. Yeah, they're only one color in there, one pigment. Guys, I've been doing so great with my no buy. Oh, add it to the list, Mikey. You can buy it later. Or get the Winsor and Newton one if for some reason the Volcano Yellow is out of stock at that time or whatnot. Like, if there is one advantage to Winsor & Newton is that it's ubiquitous. It's the least stressful color to want to buy. You just add it to your like next art budget spendings list, and you know you'll be fine. You know, you'll be good. You'll be able to find it, and it's gonna be there. And if it's out of stock, it's gonna come back. You know. Well, you say, like, I fully agree with you, Val. Like, Americans are very responsible of doing that, but I think a lot of people in, like, the richest European countries would say the same too. Yeah, even people in the US can't afford an iPad. Our local mom and pop shop carries Winsor Newton, and I prefer to give them. Yeah. And you'll get it like straight up. You'll go in there, you'll have an excellent time looking at all the paints, and then you'll be able to spend your money locally and go home with the tube straight up, not have to wait like 2 weeks to get it. That's clearly an A++ better like experience. Like, we didn't have time to get to it, but the Cerulean Blue from Winsor Newton is also quite nice. And they're indigo, like I said, Perylene Maroon. This is magnesium brown. It's a really interesting granulating brown. Like, they have good stuff in there. You just have to really pay attention to it because it's so easy to overlook it since nothing really stands out, you know. Exactly. Yeah, ginger. Like, I don't have any art supply store near, which is probably for the best, but there's really something great with just like going in there, selecting like the thing you want, having an eyeful of all the beautiful products, and then go home and be like, yeah, I get to play with this stuff right away, not forget I bought it, and then when it arrives 2 weeks later, be like, oh yeah, that thing, well, I don't have time now, but can't wait to see the greens. I'm excited for them too. Like, greens have been my obsession lately. So I'm super excited to mix with the indigo especially. Because I'll never get enough of a good, deep, like, punch you in the face green. Like, so dark. Resisting temptation to start opening tubes in the truck. Oh yeah, you want a good reminder of not do that. Tubes can go and you don't want that to happen in a truck, right? You want that to happen over your art table when you get where you can save the paint. Not in the truck. I like to shop local too if I can. Also use the referral links when I'm there. Yeah, referral links. Like, I don't know if you guys just are fully aware of how helpful they are, and just, I don't know how it works exactly. Like, someone has got to the shop has got to take a small loss in the end, but like, the person who buys the stuff doesn't spend more money, but using the referral links means the person who shared their link get a small percentage back. So it's like you pay them through buying something somewhere while not spending more money. Like, it's just magic. It's just so good. These warm colors are making me think of Valentine's Sky. Oh, yeah. I mean, you could probably tweak them to be more towards the red too. Like you add more red in the mix to get more of this, like heart roses, flowery feeling. I always have 2x2 scrap paper handy for oops.cards in case tubes. You're ready for every eventuality. Store the whole car, wait till winter, wait till it hardens and scrape it off. Oh. I flew with a bunch of tubes and not one exploded or leaked in flight, but all of them tried to empty themselves the second I touched the lid. I wonder if that's because of the fact that they were airborne for a bit. Do you think? All right. I think we're done for today. So yeah, I'll try to either do, or should I keep doing more mixes for the next live stream? Like I could do the boring mixes like the browns on my own, but keep the fun one for the live streams, like the purples and the greens. Anyway, thank you guys for being here today. I really hope you have a great weekend and that you had a great time today. And we will see each other next Saturday. Skip it for next time. Cool. Okay, I will do the browns on my own because I feel like these are like meh. And I can show you the result. That's going to be fun, right? But they didn't unpressurize like everything else, but the tubes were rock hard. Oh man, that's always stressful. You're like, oh no. You almost need like a, you know how scientists have this thing where they put the gloves in the metal box and they can like play with the thing. Kind of need that for tubes that are going to go explodey. Alright guys, thank you so much for being here. Link to the Discord in the chat and in the description if you want to join it and come chat with us for a lot of fun times. And yeah, I wish you guys a great week. See y'all next weekend, and yep, take care. Bye bye.